Hello, everybody. Our parsha has the well-known mitzvah of Birkat Kohanim, or Duchening, in which Hashem commands the Kohanim to be his vehicle for the divine blessing to Am Yisrael, and he prescribes exactly what language is to be used to convey these blessings. Yivarechacha Hashem v'yishmerecha, etc. And there is a curiosity here in that while the people as a whole are being blessed, the tzibur is getting the bracha, nonetheless the language that is used is in the singular and not lashon rabim. So one well-known answer that is attributed to a number of Hasidic Rebbes, but before them all, it was attributed to the famous Kli Yakar, who also wrote a somewhat lesser-known Sefer Olelot Ephraim. He was known as a tremendous darshan. So the Kli Yakar mentions the idea that in order for brachos to stick to Am Yisrael, there has to be achdut, unity amongst the people. Just as we focused, if you will, in the adjacent Chag HaShavuot, where we read from Parshat Yitro, Vayichan Shem Yisrael neged hahar, ki ish echad b'lev echad. In the singular, we are told that the Jewish people encamped, not Vayachanu in the plural, but Vayichan in the singular, as if they were one person, singular in purpose, unified in their direction. And therefore, similarly here, to get brachot, we have to be able to look at the people as one body, as one entity, yivarechecha, and not yivarechechem. So that's one explanation why the singular is used. But there's another explanation, and that is, the Gemara tells us in Masechet Brachot, that in the days of yore, when they used to read the Parsha, and as Teimanim still do to this day, after the Balkore read, or the Oleh read, the Pasuk from the Torah, someone would read the Aramaic Targum. When it comes to the section of Birkat Kohanim, the Gemara tells us these psukim are read, but there is no public Targum that is rendered. And there are a number of answers that are given. But one of them is that you can't properly be metargem the words of Birkat Kohanim, because each and every one of these words of blessing have more than one meaning and understanding to it. And each and every single Jew would receive the blessing that was appropriate for him. For example, take the opening word Yivarechacha. It could mean nechasim, one's assets, or the pasuk Baruch tiyeh mikol ha'amim, or Baruch privit necha, or Baruch atah bevoecha, or Baruch atah b'tzeitecha, Baruch atah ba'ir, or perhaps Baruch atah b'sadeh, or it could be Yivarechacha b'chol iskach, in all of your business undertakings. It could be Yivarechacha b'vanim. It could be Tosefet b'chayim, longevity. It could be Yivarechacha b'guf, physically, or b'chachma, with wisdom. Ba'orech yamim, b'gedula, or b'simcha. There's so many ways to interpret Yivarechacha. No Targum could be read publicly as the one and only understanding. Every Jew would stand there before the Kohanim and hear the bracha Yivarechacha Hashem v'yishmerecha. Yivarechacha for one person was perhaps the need for a bracha of wealth, for another wisdom, for another joy, for another one to have male children. By the way, the Yishmerecha, according to this interpretation, is bivanot. So someone, when they heard the Yishmerecha, might be of the ilk who hopes for the blessing of having baby girls born to them. Therefore, what we see in the Birkat Kohanim, the use of the singular, is actually at cross purposes, and that's perhaps the uniqueness of Am Yisrael. On the one hand, it was in the singular because each and every Jew had his own personal individual need for bracha, and my Yivarechacha might be different than the next one's. And on the other hand, it points to the need for unity, that you and I, all of us, have to be together as one. That's the beauty of Klal Yisrael. To be able to focus on the individual. Every single Jew is important. Every single Jew has individual needs. But yet at the same time, to meld all of the Jewish individuals into one corporate entity called Knesset Yisrael, Am Yisrael, the Am HaNivchar, Ke'ish Echad, B'Lev Echad. Shabbat Shalom.